So when you are rapping at that time, are you guys like battling at school or doing ciphers or anything like that, or is just like recording like freestyles for fun?
We just recorded freestyles for fun at the crib. No talent shows, no open mics. Uh, we used to do like house parties in the hood. That's about it, man. Because we had this basically who I would call my mentor back then, D the Rebel. We used to rock house parties at his crib. And he actually taught me how to actually make beats on the ASR 10. So that's how
Right,
all
the
that shit
ASR
intertwined.
10.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, we ain't do no talent shows, none of that shit, bro. We was just kind of honing the craft.
How long after that time you started rapping did you start making beats?
I think I started making beats. I think that was maybe 92, 93, maybe 94. I started making beats.
So you're 15 at the time, so like just like a year later, pretty much.
Yep, absolutely. Yep,
Okay, and then like
yep.
Kev like follows you through with that, like he starts making beats too at that time, or starts
So
rhyming
once,
seriously.
so what happens is once I start getting a few beats under my belt, thinking I'm cold, thinking I'm nice, like that's when I'm like, yo, Kev, let's make a rap group, bro, called The Unknown. Boom, boom, boom. We go from there. We do the Unknown album, which is one of our this is from like 98, 99. Super early, crazy, disjointed flows. Bars was there. But so yeah, that's when they came up with the group, me and Kev, called The Unknown. We had an album called Death's Birth. And so, we banged that shit out, man. It was all about lyrics. And I had them banging beats. So it was really, I think that came out in 98, 99. But, so from 94 to then, we was hitting the studios, recording, honing the craft, getting the shit together. We had put a whole group together, but it kind of unraveled before we could even get the album together. So yeah.
And the crazy thing about that is that you guys started selling that album on the internet real early, like internationally, basically, like hitting motherfuckers in
Absolutely.
Japan and all over.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. I was sending them from at this point. I was in my dorm room at Michigan State University at this point, and I didn't have no job, nothing. I was banging CDs, man. I'm sending them everywhere, Japan, Germany, all over Europe, and this is where my shit somehow got into the hands of Silver Rings.
So wait, at this time when you're doing that, this is like CDRs, you're burning CDs and everything?
Yep, had one of the first CD burners in the building on campus. That's a fact, man. People was like, yo, I don't know. It was like I had a homeboy who had one, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You can make your own CDs with that shit? What? So yeah, he was making his own CDs. I went to Best Buy, found the little CD stickers because I was like, I want my shit to look. I don't want it to look like a CDR. Found the little stickers. I started printing them bitches off, making my own inserts in the CDs, and yeah, we started banging them, bro. We started banging them.
That's crazy, man. So how do you feel like that changed everything for you when you guys started doing that early on? Like, how did you guys even get that idea to start using the internet that early?
Man, I think I was just on the search of how to like before I got to school, we was on the search on how to get our name known. So we used to do crazy shit. Like one time we printed up a bunch of one-page flyers. This was before I went to college, and we would go around to the malls and we'd put one in all the Source magazines and the rap pages. Just put one of our papers in them bitches while it's sitting on the shelf. So, hopefully people come by the magazine and they see our shit. So we started doing that, and we saw a little bump. So from that point, I'm like, yo, we got to make sure people know what the fuck we putting this shit out. How's the best way to do it? So my mind was churning, and this is really at the beginnings of the internet. You still had that dial-up slow shit, and so
Right. You got mail.
right, you hear the fax machine going and shit. So I'm thinking like, how can we get this to the masses, man? How can I get a shortcut to the masses? And so I'm like, it's a bunch of people on the internet. People got counters on the bottom of their page saying there's thousands and thousands of people going to these pages a day. So I'm thinking, how can I get some of these sounds on here? And man, I ended up getting a website built through one of these free sites. It was called Virtual Av. I remember that shit. And shit, I popped the website up and I found out you could put like, it was like you can only put like 12-second snippets of sound up. And I said, there you go. So
Because
I
we
had that.
talking in the time of like GeoCities and shit like that, right? Like this is
Absolutely.
like
That's true.
Angel List
Absolutely.
or whatever, all that shit. Like it was like
Same exact time. Same exact
that's
time. Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah. So I had the album up. It looked like an Apple Music page. I had the album up there. I had the track list down there, and you could click on that bitch and hear a snippet. And so motherfuckers start copying them bitches from everywhere because every song was lit. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
they
That's
start
crazy,
copying them,
man.
bro. Word up. Yup. Yup.
So in 2007, you later reissued the album, right? And you
Yeah.
described it like this was like when you guys were doing things out of pocket, hitting studio sessions for like $50 and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know that there's flaws in the music, but it really captures like the essence of that time period. Like you can
Fact.
see the potential there.
It's a fact, man. That's really when, like I say, we sharpened our sword with that shit because we would go back and listen to it. It was like I play football. I'm saying so we go. It's like on Monday morning we got to watch the film. So I'm listening to every song like, damn, we fucking rushed because we was paying hourly, but I hate how I said this word, man. I wish we could. So that kind of started getting my mind into delivery. Like, yo, the delivery got to be tight too, man. It can't just be bars. So it was very raw, but it was a stepping stone into, what I would become, man. You know what I mean?
This next question comes from my YouTube member, Know the Ledge 7. He wants to know when you and your brother first started, were you guys posting on Wu Corp's message board?
Yeah, I believe we was on there for a bit. Yep, we was putting the unknown out there. I believe. Definitely, we was definitely checking for sure, man. So I'm pretty sure you could probably find posts on there now. Me and Cav, talking our album and all that shit, man. Absolutely.
Who did you guys run into like in the Detroit underground scene when you guys were coming up?
Shit, man. Everybody, man. Everybody's out here. Marv One.
Shout out to Marv.
Shout out to Marv, man. Absolute animal on the mic, man. Marv, wrote Spit. One of my guys from way back, Bodie James. Yeah, man. So, yeah, they Detroit welcomed us with open arms just because, you know, um, as if you're doing music on a certain level and it's consistent, people know you're not playing around, man. People respect that shit, man. So, you know, yeah, they'll just love to everybody in Detroit, man, because they fuck with us heavy, man. Word up.
Right.